Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chortle Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Jake, and with me, as always, he's the Stream King. He's the Far Cry guy. He's the man who may cry devil, and he's also a lawyer at Nelson and Murdoch, attorneys at law. Steven, what's up?
That's my shirt that I'm wearing.
That's the shirt
You
that he's
didn't tell
wearing.
me. You didn't tell me that we were going live. That we were.
I'll be honest with you, Steven. It all happened really fast. I was messing with some settings in OBS, and next thing I knew, what I thought was me looking at the options of transitions in studio mode actually turned into the transition happening. So it all went in one big go, and I ran with it. I was muted when it started, so that was a problem. So,
It was just real quiet. I was over
I panicked.
here. My phone's charging, so my back was turned to the camera.
I panicked. I didn't know how to tell you because I had to unmute myself, and then I was muted, and it was a whole debacle. It was a whole debacle.
Okay, here's our secret code. Just to remind you. That's it.
But that's when you're running the show. I'm running the show now. I don't need to signal you when I'm going to go. I should have said something, yes, and I would have normally, but
you know what? I forgot to know everything. That's what it was. I forgot to know everything.
There you go. That was your problem. That's your fault, not mine.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chortlecast. This is the official podcast of Chortle Games, where we talk about video games, TV shows, movies, anime, whatever the heck we want to talk about. We got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be talking all about our predictions / wish list for KeelyCon. Summer Games Fest, which is happening very quickly.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Summer Games Fest, which is what Jeff Keighley is attempting to do. He's attempting to usurp E3 with the Summer Games Fest, and he's tried to for the past 2 years.
I was going to say, I think it's 3 years that he's been doing this.
But while trying to usurp it, he also is simultaneously saying, lower your expectations. We'll get there. Summer Games Fest, to anyone on this channel, internally, and you know what, externally too, you are all tasked with this. It is called KeelyCon. You are not allowed to call it Summer Games Fest. It's KeelyCon. I'm saying that right now. If you are a member of the Chortle Army, if you are a Chorty,
the Chortle Army. I guess that's an XCOM throwback reference there. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to talk all about it. I think Steven and I both have 3 things that we're going to bring to the table. We've also polled our audience in our Discord to see if they had anything that they're wish listing or hoping for. But then we also, if you're in the chat hanging out with us, what's up, Vortex? Feel free to drop in some things you think are going to happen. But before we do that, Evers, I am not. The only thing that I don't like about E3 not being a thing anymore, and presumably will not be a thing at this point going forward.
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like about that is the chaos that ensues without it. And not that it's that bad. It's just I liked that there was a week to 2 week just crammed all this information in.
It was just very tight because you could do like if you're just watching the major press conferences, 2 days.
Yeah.
If you're watching
3 maybe.
3 maybe. If you're watching, if there's a game that you want more information on, it's usually added to the floor demos. You just have to go to the schedule, see the GameSpot stage, the IGN stage. You'd be like, I will watch it this time. Or you can just have it on in the background all day if you're a work from home kind of person. It's great. We don't have that anymore. Instead, it's every gaming journalist website that's just like, all right, here.
Everybody's kind of scrambling, and so like I know you're kind of joking a little bit about Keighley, Steven, but me personally, like if he can somehow rope this all back together into a 1 week event, I'd be fine with that. Like just that's what.
Do you interpret this as a 1 week event?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I don't.
I was gonna say if this is Keighley's vision of Summer Games Fest, it's crap because he's not doing anything except for like 1 day.
The problem is that Keighley has his thing, which is Summer Game Fest, but then he ropes in anybody else's thing into that. So like everyone is technically a part of Summer Game Fest, but I don't know what that really means because as far as we know, it could just be, oh, they're doing something in the summer it's a part of Summer Game Fest, but it's like, no, they're just doing their own scheduled thing.
And see, that's the thing. It's like Epic Games making the Epic Games Store when they're just like, we get money for you doing all of the work and we're not going to support you at all. That's kind of the same vibe. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think it'll iron out in the future, because surely this can't be his ideal vision.
Oh no, I think he wants to do E3 like we have done E3, but it all be just under his umbrella. Which at this point, if it gets us back to a 1 to 2 week event where it all happens in that 2 weeks, I'm fine with that. But
anyway. I think we will eventually get to that point. This feels like wrap up conversation, but it's what we're doing to start the conversation. I feel like it will get to that point where we'll get the press conference tight window back to where people who partner with Keighley, he'll tell them
a time slot.
This is your window. We're going to organize time slot. This is what he should do anyway. But the E3 that we had in the vein of like bringing all the little guys out with their floor demos and stuff, that's gone. Yeah, and there you can't expect Keighley to bring that back.
Oh no, I didn't expect him to have a convention center, but I'm just
showing that I'm not expecting him to just make E3 again. Because that would be unfair. So instead, I'm just going to hate him for
I think
reasonable reasons.
I think PAX is going to replace that. Like, you got PAX East, PAX West, PAX Central, I think. And all those, I think those are what are going to replace kind of that show floor thing.
Yeah, makes
sense. But I don't know. E3 could surprise us in 2-3 years and come back swinging. But at this point, they've flopped so many years in a row that it's just like, nah, you're slowly falling off. But I digress. To get us started, we're going to kind of go through a list. Steven pulled this list from Game Informer, but this, geez, Lee Allison just walked in and scared me. Okay, will do. Just set it here. I'll grab it. She just brought me a bottle. It's like if Asher wakes up, give him that. He's got to drink it. We're going to go down a list of... I haven't had like a jump scare like that in a hot minute, so I'm like... my pulse is racing. We're going to go down a list of scheduled events that we know of at this point. And we're going to talk about them just so you guys know what they are and can kind of help you out. But also, we're going to kind of talk about what streams we're going to be reacting to, and so on and so forth there. So I'm also, while I'm sitting here, I'm going to pull up a calendar so that I can actually think about what we're going to do. So anyway, so the first thing on here is June 2nd. That was State of Play. We did not get to react to that due to some scheduling issues on my part.
We did do a live Discord reaction, which
Steven did. Mm-hmm.
And that was fun. I actually... something I kind of wish was on stream when they showed the Final Fantasy 16 stuff, and they showed like the summons. I was like, how crazy would it be if there were kaiju fights in Final Fantasy? And then like 10 seconds later, there were totally freaking kaiju fights in Final Fantasy. Now everyone's saying Final Fantasy 16 is gonna have kaiju fights. So I said it first.
You said it first.
If no one said it before 10 seconds before they showed kaiju fights, I said it first.
Let's see, June 6th, which is today. There was a limited run games presents showcase. So this was hosted by Mega 64. I don't know. I haven't heard anything from this, so
I do. Well, I at one point did really like Mega 64. They were always fun at E3. Mm-hmm. So I haven't heard anything about that though. So I'm sure it was nothing.
Well, there's also an Apple event today that I had no idea about until I got an email that was like, "Hey, here's everything that you missed," and I was like, "Oh, well, I sure did miss it." Tomorrow, June 7th, there is a Sonic Central stream.
Wow.
Little is known. I'm also kind of going to read through some of this, but little is known about what to expect from the Sonic-focused presentation, other than previews for anything and everything related to the Blue Blur. That may include Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Origins, or media projects such as the Sonic Prime, or the Netflix Pluses, the Paramount Pluses. Upcoming Knuckles series, which is based off the Sonic the Hedgehog films. So, we'll see. Steven, I assume we're not streaming this,
We're
right?
not.
Neither of us are Sonic guys, so I don't see why.
Unless if we think there's any amount of chance that Dragon's Dogma 2 will get announced at Sonic Central, we're not gonna react to that.
I think chances are low.
Yeah, their conditions are not favorable.
June 8th, which I believe is Wednesday. That's the Black Voices in Gaming. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific time. This showcase, part of the Guerrilla Collective, shines a spotlight on Black creators and their works. The event features gameplay trailers and conversations with designers. So, not really sure what to expect out of this one. So, I don't know that we're going to stream it or react to it, but
I would say we don't stream it or react to it, because what the impression I get from this, I think it was last year, there was a stream that some publisher or something did, and it was just conversations about the state of being a game developer, and I'm just like, that sounds like that's what this is going to be, and we don't need to react to that. If that's interesting to you, go watch it. We encourage you to watch it.
I'm probably going to watch it.
I probably will as well.
But
that's just not.
That's something we need to put our voice over.
Yeah.
All right. Asher just did a big wiggle, so I might have to go here in a second. But June 9th, this is the Upload VR showcase. It's going to be at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 Eastern.
So that's Thursday morning, I believe.
Thursday morning, yep.
I would be open to reacting to this, but I'm also like, because VR is one of those things. It's not really in our wheelhouse on the channel, but we both have an interest in VR.
We both have a Quest. We need to do a Quest stream soon.
We really do. I just have no idea how we're going to do it.
You've seen the game, right? Where there's a floating head and hands, and then that is a VR person, and then a PC player is like running around a map, and they are like shooting rockets, and it's supposed to be like,
oh, is it like a monster and then the little person?
Yeah,
I heard about that a little bit. I can't remember who told me.
I don't know if there's an official, like, I don't know if they have a version 1 out or what, or an early release, but that seems like a perfect one, because we could kind of swap, and there'd always be a PC person who could run chat. But I digress.
Yeah, that's something that we need to tackle at some point, is just how to do an Oculus, like a Quest stream.
Yeah, because
I would love to do that, especially if we're going to play Vox Machina, which you really need to see.
Vox Machina.
Don't make fun of me.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult. So this is just going to be all things virtual reality. It looks like they're going to talk about the release window for Moss Book 2, something Cities VR. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but anyway, I know that I have a meeting at work at this time, Steven. Okay. So if you want to stream that, I can pop in towards the end, depending on how long it is. But
this is one of those that's not a big enough deal that where if I decided that I'm going to watch it, I'll probably just do another Discord live react with you guys.
Okay. All right. Then the big one, Summer Game Fest. The start time is 11 a.m. Pacific, or
it's going to be 1 p.m. for us.
Yep. 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, Mountain Time. You're going to have to figure out your own freaking time zone. This is, of course, Jeff Keighley's centerpiece event. It's going to be huge. Although he did have a tweet today that was like, gamers, level your expectations. This is going to mostly focus on things that have already been announced.
He did say there were a few reveals. And he said that if everything holds, which I don't know what that means.
Could mean like things get delayed. Something,
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say something to that. There's a lot of things, though, that have been announced that we haven't heard about in a while. Like, we were looking back at, and this is one of mine, but that I'll talk about later, but Crimson Desert. That's one that we heard about at a Game Awards like 2-3 years ago now.
I'm surprised that one is so high on your list when, like, because I feel like I talk about Dragon's Dogma a lot around you, and you've never played it. And Crimson Desert looks a lot like Dragon's Dogma.
Is that the one that just came out, the mobile game?
That's Diablo.
I get those confused.
That's interesting.
I get those confused. I don't know why.
Dragon's Dogma, remind me, we'll talk about it because that's on my list of things to see, but I'll talk more about that later. So,
Jake's
keep going.
Panda.
Leigh Austin thinks I'm a trash panda. I hoard things in my office. We will be streaming this one though, so
Yes.
so be sure to tune in for that.
Check your local IMAX theater because you might be able to watch it there.
Like that sounds fun, but like I'd rather just do what we do and be fine.
Do you think if the IMAX theater's in 3D, I could see Jeff Keighley's growing ego approach me from the screen? Like his head just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
As the show goes on, or
as the show goes on.
I got you. Yeah.
And then when Kojima shows up, never mind. Keep reading.
I know where he was going, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay,
you'll have to tell me later where you think I was going with that, because I'm very curious if you did know where I was going.
Have you watched The Boys episode 1 yet for season 3?
I forgot that's out. No, I need to.
Okay, well, that'll make sense to anybody who's seen that already. So anyway, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Devolver Direct, which is apparently also happening on Thursday.
5 p.m. Central.
This is their yes, it's 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. It is basically just a Devolver Digital's kind of direct show. Theirs is usually pretty wacky from what I remember. I remember one year there was a space, or no, was that PC gaming show? It was PC gaming show.
They basically do like a live, it's not live, but like they do like a sketch show where they make fun of these press conferences while doing one of the press conferences.
That's right. Well, they had games like Death's Door. They also were publishing Trek to Yomi, which I wish was better, but they usually have some pretty good hits. So I wouldn't be able to stream this. I could pop in towards the end, Steven. This is right around bedtime for us, for Asher, rather. Putting him down, feeding him and putting him down. So if they ran till like 7 our time, I could probably jump in. But
I mean, it starts. Are you talking about Devolver?
Yeah,
it starts at 5. I doubt they'd go for longer than an hour.
Yeah, I do too. But that's what I'm saying. So if you want to stream it, feel free. I'm just not going to be able to make that one.
I don't really care about Devolver. I've never liked their press conference because it always seems like Deadpool looking at the camera and saying that's lazy writing while they're resolving a plot that was lazily written,
right?
Like it's like, hey, we're going to make fun of the thing that we're doing. But and Devolver, they post a few games out. They publish a few games that I like, but nothing that I'm just like,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm open to it though. If you guys want to see it, we'll do it.
June 10th. That is Friday. I had to check. I had to look at my calendar. That's Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. That'd be 11
Central.
11 a.m. Central for us.
Yeah.
This is IGN's annual celebration of games, which will feature exclusive announcements, trailers, and gameplay reveals for a number of undisclosed titles. Now, this one is interesting, Steven, because when E3 first started to wane, Jeff Keighley and IGN both announced Summer Game Fest and then Summer of Gaming as two kind of all-encompassing events, right?
Yeah.
But this looks like, in fact, maybe it's called IGN Expo.
It's not. If you look above it, the logo says IGN Summer of Gaming
2022. Well, I know, but then you look at the words and it says IGN Expo. Regardless,
maybe Game Informer is in bed with Keighley and they didn't want to share the...
They didn't want to give too much information, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe, though, the way this is looking, that it's not going to be just like an all-day... like, there may be an all-day event, but it sounds like they're going to have their own expo.
Yeah.
So this might be a good one to react to.
If you're around, I'll make myself around. I've got...
if you're around, I'll make yourself around.
I'll make myself be around. I'm probably going to be getting breakfast with my father-in-law on Friday, but I can be back by 11.
Yeah, I usually have lunch with Lee Allison on Friday, but I can probably take a rain check on that. So we'll just see but that of the ones we've read that are like maybes, that's a strong maybe for me, I think. Also on June 10th, it looks like Netflix is doing their Geeked Week, which is usually where they talk about new upcoming movies and TV series and stuff, but they are doing a lot of gaming adaptations. Like they've got a new Resident Evil show, a new Cyberpunk Edge Runners show. I don't really care to react to this because it's more TV show relevant.
Yeah, I don't need to react to that.
Great. That was at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So
12 p.m. Central.
12 p.m. Central. So very close to one another. Then we have Day of the Devs, SGF edition.
What does that mean?
I have no...
Summer Games Fest. Got it.
Makes sense. Start time is 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Which doesn't sound right. Like, I don't think that translates correctly, but I guess it does.
Just 1 hour before Eastern is us.
This is going to have a bunch of indie games hosted by Double Fine and I Am 8-Bit. The live stream is under the Game Fest umbrella. Will feature world premieres, demos, and updates on games from over 30 developers and publishers. That includes the reveal of a new IP from by Monument Valley makers, Us2 Games, and a big update on Bear and Breakfast, and the next game by Kids creator Michael Frey and Raphael Munz.
I know literally nothing about any of those words you just said.
You don't know about Bear and Breakfast, the game where you play as a bear in the woods who tricks people into coming to his bed and breakfast? Where you manage a quaint cafe/hotel as a bear, but try to pretend like you're a human?
No, I'm not aware. I'm not familiar with that.
Honestly, if IGN and this time out okay, I wouldn't mind doing both of those.
I'd be up for that.
Honestly, Thursday, or is this Friday? Yeah, the 10th. That may be the day to stream a bunch of reactions because there's a lot of these just piled on. Now, this one, if I had just seen the title, I wouldn't have really thought to watch this. But after reading some of the titles they're supposed to spotlight, I kind of want to do this one. And I'm talking, of course, about the Tribeca Games Spotlight. This is also happening on June 10th, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. This stream is going to celebrate titles officially selected by Tribeca to compete for the Tribeca Game Awards. Expect exclusive gameplay reveals and developer interviews for the following titles: A Plague Tale Requiem, which is basically the only reason I want to watch this, American Arcadia, As Dusk Falls, Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course, Immortality, Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals, The Cub, Thirsty Suitors, and Vinba. So these are going to be more artsy style games, if I am guessing.
Oh, Thirsty Suitors is the... I was looking at it. It's the dating sim where it's like you're an Indian girl and it's like Scott Pilgrim or something like that.
Yeah. I was just about to say. I thought that's what that was. I'm interested. I don't know what the Cub is. I haven't heard of that, but that sounds fun. But Plague Tale Requiem, we haven't seen anything from that. It's supposed to come out this year. In fact, the last time I think we heard about it was at a Game Awards thing. So super excited about that. So anyway, again, if that all times out, that might be a good thing to just kind of jump from event to event.
Yeah.
June 11th, that's Saturday. I probably will not be able to do any streams Saturday, unfortunately. Again, this is another reason why I would like a condensed day so that I can block it off every year, but oh well, here we are. Guerrilla Collective is going to be more indie games. It's going to showcase dozens upon dozens of promising independent titles, several of which will appear exclusively at the event. So Guerrilla Collective, 8 a.m. Pacific on June 11th, 11 a.m. Eastern. So that'd be 10 a.m. Eastern for us, Steven. So Central, yeah, sorry. So feel free to do that one if you can. I won't be able to.
I won't.
I didn't think you would. Now, I know you're going to want to do this one, the Wholesome Direct, also on June 11th, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Central. Wholesome Direct serves as a companion show to the Guerrilla event. It shines a spotlight on cozier indie games designed to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Doesn't sound just like Steven?
What does that mean?
You hate these kind of games.
I do not.
This is where Bear and Breakfast was announced. Okay, does that?
I don't hate Bear and Breakfast. I just didn't hear about it.
Okay, all right.
I probably dislike a lot of wholesome games, but there's some wholesome games that I would love to play.
Well, here's what they're gonna. Here's we're gonna get new hints.
You think I am just?
We're gonna get
made of stone.
New looks at games such as Coffee Talk Episode 2.
That sounds stupid.
Little Gator Game, and Ooblets.
Is Little Gator Game like Goose Game, where you play as an authentic alligator and you eat people?
Kind of. It's this game where you're playing as a gator who thinks he's Link, but he's not. So here, I'm gonna send you the link.
I already looked at it.
Okay, great. Yeah. I mean, for the right, like if that comes to Game Pass or something, I would like to try it. But I don't know that it's something I would want to get. So anyway.
Well, my heart is black and filled with darkness and dirt, so I would not like that. I only play games where you kill people and maim them and commit war crimes.
There you go. That's Steven. So anyway, so probably won't do a wholesome direct watch along, but I'd recommend you go check it out. It's usually pretty fun. Then we have the Future of Play Direct, also at on June 11th. It's going to be at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Central. This is presented by Glitch and is part of IGN's Summer of Gaming. The Toonami-inspired Direct will highlight games from publishers including Kitfox Games, Fellow Traveler, and Humble Games. It will also announce updates on existing indie titles as well as developer interviews. Expect a number of guest appearances, including musician Alex Mukala.
I have no idea who that is. I'm going to look him up.
It sounds like this is going to focus, if I had to guess, just more on like anime type games.
What it means by Toonami, it probably means the format of like Tom. He would like. That's what I got out of that. Was how Tom would like be in between things. He'd talk a little bit and then it would go to the next thing. That's what I assume they meant by Toonami inspired.
I see. Okay.
Not necessarily anime.
Well, anyway, could be cool. Again, that's Saturday. I won't be able to do anything on Saturday, so feel free, Steven, if you get a hankering. We also have on June 11th the Future Games Show, which is, wait a minute. So we have Future of Play and then Future Games Show. I wish they would just I wish someone would just look and see what
followed
other
by
people
Games
are doing.
Of the Future.
Can I just, that's one of the most annoying things to me when companies just name themselves without looking into, is there another company with a similar name,
Yeah.
Like Chortle Games, great example. When Brody and I were looking for a name, we had a bunch of great ideas. All of them were already taken. And when we came up with Chortle Games, there was another thing called The Chortle at the time, but we were like, this is different enough. So we went with that. But that was the only other thing. We were seeing hundreds of examples here, and I hate it. Anyway, I digress. Future Games Show, also June 11th, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. The good folks at Games Radar will host this yearly showcase. The outlet promises 1 hour of world premieres, trailers, and developer interviews for around 40 upcoming titles. The confirmed publishers involved include Team 17, Thunderful, and Amanita Design. Team 17 makes a lot of games that I like.
Same.
So I'm definitely going to want to watch this. I'm going to have to watch this back because I'm going to be working. But, Steven, that might be one to stream.
Maybe.
So, anyway, I mean, that's one developer of the 3 that they mentioned. But still, I like a lot of their games. Then we get to June 12th, the Xbox Bethesda Games Showcase. This is, of course, Sunday.
I am going to have to rush the crap home.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. I hate when this is timed. Yes, it's 12 p.m. I will be here. Should be home in enough time, but Asher could very easily be awake, so this will be a fun one. But
we
anyway,
should probably prep that live stream the night before.
Okay.
Just a thought.
I hate your thoughts. Stop thinking.
I do too. I hate everything because my soul is filled with blackness.
Start time is at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. This is going to be Xbox and Bethesda showcase. So
Starfield
gameplay. Potentially, I mean, there's Fable. There's all sorts of fun stuff that Xbox has been working on.
More stuff from Obsidian. News on Grounded.
Redfall, maybe. That would be nice.
Yeah.
The Xbox showcases have been some of our favorites in the past.
Yeah.
So
they do good work.
They do good on those shows. So
they give us great reasons to have a PC.
They do. Speaking of PCs, also on Sunday, June 12th, there will be the PC Gaming Showcase.
These are never good.
This will be from 12 p.m. Pacific and then 3 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Central. The PC Gaming Show is exactly what it sounds like. It's a cornucopia of new game announcements for your personal computer. However, even console fans shouldn't overlook this event. You never know what might make its way to PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch.
The problem is you have to sit through so much cringe to get to the few nuggets.
Yeah.
And like there's a part every single time they do this where they bring out the new graphics card and they gawk over it for like 20 minutes and like it's I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like it.
Are we wanting to react to this one? Okay. All right.
Why not?
We'll see how Asher's doing.
Courtney
I
said
may have
she
to
wasn't
bail
even,
on that one.
She said she wasn't even tracking the new Fable game. I'm pretty sure they've announced that they're working.
They announced it. There's a CG trailer that's just
where the
a
fairy
She gets eaten by a frog, and that's all we know. It's
classic Fable.
It is. In fact, if I remember correctly, it was announced around the same time that the Skyrim or Elder Scrolls 6 got announced. Is that the one?
Was it that long ago?
Yes.
Wow.
And we
Elder
have
Scrolls 6. Miles was doing content with us. That's how long ago Elder Scrolls 6 was announced.
I know. So a long time. So I who knows? But anyway, PC Gaming Show. Steven, if you want to keep doing that one, you can. I'm probably gonna have to dip out because we're hosting our small group that day, and I'm sure Lee Allison's gonna need my help with stuff. So I will fight for Xbox, but I can't fight for anything else. So. Then last on this list is the June 14th, which is the Tuesday following this massive week. I'm sitting here. We were just sitting here complaining about everything being spread out so much, but it is all in the same week. So I guess it's kind of makes
it's still really spread out.
It is. It used to be 3 days, and now it's a bunch. But honestly, what it is, there's a lot of things that didn't get the spotlight that are getting the spotlight now because it's just kind of a free-for-all. But anyway, I digress. Xbox Game Showcase Extended. Again, this is June 14th, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. This 90-minute presentation offers additional information on announcements from the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase. This includes new trailers and developer interviews, so curious Xbox fans will want to check it out if they have any questions coming out of the June 12th show. So
I really like that format. That's what they need to change this all to be, is where you have a press conference and then they're just like, we're also doing another thing,
right?
Where you can see a gameplay demonstration of that game we showed a trailer for, something like that. I'm a little curious that it's a 90-minute presentation, and I assumed that the Xbox showcase was going to be at least an hour to maybe 2 hours.
I feel like most of these are usually. I guess this has changed recently because a lot of these directs, like I'm thinking State of Plays, I'm thinking your usual Nintendo Direct nowadays are like 30, 40 minutes.
But Xbox is different. Like,
I know.
Whenever they do their summer one each year, I feel like it's at least an hour.
Yeah.
And it's 90 minutes to do a recap of what we saw, but more is interesting to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree. So I don't know. Anyway, we may stream that one. That's during the day, so it should be easy to do over a lunch break or something. But anyway, those are kind of the ones we're thinking about. Just kind of stay tuned throughout the week as we go on. We'll try to let you know and keep you updated on what we're able to stream and what we're missing out on. What's up, Austin? Thanks for tuning in. You're just in time because we're about to talk about what we want to see at Summer Game Fest.
SGF. KeelyCon.
SGF. Now, Steven, are we specifically talking about the Summer Game Fest kickoff event that Keely is hosting?
No.
Okay. You're talking about this week of events that we just walked through.
Kind of, yeah. Basically what I told Austin was any game announcement you would like to see this summer, list it here.
Okay.
I am targeting Summer Games Fest kickoff because that's the big one.
Right. Well, I'm not wholly convinced that the state of play that we just had, which again, I remind, focused on third-party developers for PlayStation.
Apparently, they're doing a really big PlayStation event in September.
Interesting.
That's what I've heard. I can't even cite my source. I heard it today. I could have been asleep and I dreamt it.
Okay.
Cite
your source. Dream, Steven.
The cobwebs on my ceiling spoke to me this evening in a dream. They said, Steven, September, PlayStation event. Legend of Zelda will be there.
Oh my God, can you imagine? That would be amazing. It would run so much better on a PlayStation. Okay, so maybe that's it. September's pretty late to really count for that, but Nintendo usually would do a summer event, a Nintendo Direct. I would be shocked. I'm shocked, honestly, I'm not shocked because they normally just announce it the week that it's going to happen, but hopefully we'll get a Nintendo thing as well. So anyway, okay, so this is basically just announcements that we are hoping for, wishing for, and maybe even predicting will happen over the summer.
Yeah. Yes. Would we like to start with ours or with?
Why don't we start with ours? Okay. And I'll be honest with you, I probably do not have as well thought out predictions or hope. I guess I appreciate your honesty.
I've only heard one of them, and that throws the entire curve. You could have two really good guesses, but your third one will completely ruin the curve for you.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think of a third one on the fly. So, I'll start with I'll start with my better one that you. I don't know. You didn't really comment on this one, but I do hope to see more from Crimson Desert, which, if you recall, the Drunk Stream Game Awards that we did,
Have you rewatched that trailer to make sure that it wasn't just your
it wasn't
beer goggles?
No, that was one of the earlier ones. I hadn't quite gone off the rails on that one yet.
Do we need to show any footage?
You know what, Steven? Queue up some of yours. Let me.
I will send you the Crimson Desert trailer.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, send me that.
So talk about Crimson Desert.
Maybe I will, Steven. Maybe I won't. You know what I mean? Crimson Desert was this cool, I guess, an action RPG that they showed off a while back. Like I said, at that Game Awards.
2020 was when it was revealed. 2020
Game Awards, it was revealed. I was drunk, but I was real freaking excited about it when it came on. So we haven't heard really much. Yeah. If we have, it hasn't been like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, it hasn't been. I haven't seen it, which I follow a lot of this stuff pretty closely, so I'm sure it could slip past me, but I'd be kind of shocked to hear that it slipped past me.
So it is connected to Black Desert Online. That makes a lot more sense.
That maybe worries me a little bit because
that worries me a lot.
I don't want it to be an MMO thing. I want it to be just a story game.
It is described as action, adventure, action, role playing, single player, and multiplayer.
See, I'm okay with like co-op, but I don't want want a massive multiplayer thing.
Yeah.
So, let me see. But anyway, it just looked really cool, and we haven't heard anything from it in a while. I saw some rumors floating around that it was going to be at the Summer Game Fest. So deep down, I'm just kind of hoping that it will. And so we'll just see. We'll see if it can make it happen. But give me a second. I'll bring in this gameplay trailer. To talk about it and show it a little bit.
You could show that, and I'll talk about Dragon's Dogma because they're kind of similar, and that way you actually have something to show.
They look almost identically. Can you go ahead and send me Dragon's Dogma if that's what you're gonna?
I don't have anything to send you because it's not announced.
I understand. Okay.
So I was just going to transition into talking about Dragon's Dogma while you showed that, so that you can have a reason to show Crimson Desert.
Yeah, I'm showing it,
and we can
talk away.
My thing's behind. So Dragon's Dogma. For those of you who don't know what it is an action RPG created by the creator of Devil May Cry, actually. And it is done by Capcom, and it came out 10 years ago. And you just put full screen.
I did.
Okay.
Do you want me to hear? Look, I'll stop. I'll stop it. I'll
shrink it down a little bit.
Look, I'm going to shrink you down a little bit. Okay.
I promise you that you cannot shrink me down any more than I already feel.
What is the Obi-Wan quote? Like, if you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you could ever imagine.
If you strike me down, you will be surprised at how struck down I already felt.
If you strike me down, it won't really affect me because I'm already as low as I could possibly get.
Strike me down twice, shame on you. I've already been struck down once. Hold on, what was the other one I was going to look up?
I love how prepared we are. I hope you all do as well.
It's a part of our charm. This is why we're a channel.
This is why we're a channel.
This is why we're a channel. So yeah, Dragon's Dogma came out 10 years ago. They're actually celebrating its 10-year birthday right now. It was 10 years come May, I believe. Yeah, since May. And they're back when NVIDIA had that big leak that happened in whatever year that was. I think it was last year. Dragon's Dogma 2 was actually listed as a Q2 2022 release, which obviously that's not going to happen because we're in Q2 right now. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I am actively making a whole new thing.
Everything I
to
have
suit your needs.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything I have that I can see is like 32 seconds behind because I'm watching the YouTube Studio version.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Dragon's Dogma 2. We know it's a thing. We know that it is coming. We just have no word on when or how soon or whatever. So I did like I went down a small rabbit hole last night, actually, where I looked up the whole NVIDIA thing, saw that it was announced for Q2. They did the whole birthday for Dragon's Dogma 10-year anniversary thing for Dragon's Dogma 1. They've been working on Dragon's Dogma 2. I think that we're going to get Dragon's Dogma 2 at the Summer Game Fest. I think that that's going to be one of the reveals that Keighley has lined up, because we do know that Capcom is listed in the partners for Summer Games Fest. So if you don't know what Dragon's Dogma is, it's a third-person action adventure game where you are a party of 4. You control one character. You are a warrior who is destined to kill a dragon because the dragon shows up. It's like a repeating cycle thing that happens. The dragon shows up, takes your heart, eats it, says, "You want this heart back? Come find me." Magic brings you back because you and the dragon are linked. So you hunt down the dragon along with your pawns, one of which you customize to the same extent that you would customize your main character. And they are with you all the time. And the other 2 pawns in your party are other people's primary pawn. So people online can take, let's say I played and I made Jake my pawn. And let's say I made Jake a magic archer. Well, I can't make him a magic archer. Let's say I made him a sorcerer. The hybrid classes pawns can't play for some reason.
Gotcha.
So let's say I made Jake a sorcerer.
All right. Now after what? So many minutes have passed. I now have a setup. I thank you. Now this is Crimson.
This isn't the game we're talking about.
This is not the game we're talking about anymore.
Yeah.
Did you send me anything for the other one, Dragon?
I sent you. There's nothing for Dragon's Dogma.
Steven, calm.
Dragon's Dogma looks kind of like this. Not this pretty though. But anyway,
this is the game you played as like some sort of ranger, right?
In Dragon's Dogma,
and you showed me some cool magic, right?
Yeah, I was a magic archer. That's the one that they have a bow that has no string because the bow acts as a catalyst to sling magic through, basically. And so you can like mark things, and then your arrows are just streams of magic that seek targets and stuff. Super cool.
It doesn't look as good as this though, right?
Visually, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the time, because it came out in 2012, it looked pretty good for 2012.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
But the whole camera of this and the kind of the action movement, it looks kind of like this because it's a very fast paced action game. Unless you play a mage, but mages are so ridiculously powerful that like if you play a sorcerer, you don't have any support magic, but you can literally cause like giant ice spikes to grow up out of the ground and impale everything. You can make a sandstorm appear that blinds literally everything and just picks people up and throws them around. It's kind of crazy the kind of magic you can do.
Yeah.
But if you're not a mage or sorcerer, the gameplay is very fast. But if you are a mage or sorcerer, you just kind of have to bide time, hope that your team covers you while you conjure up a spell, and then when the spell's ready, you basically end the fight.
Yeah, watching this trailer again, it definitely doesn't look as good as I remembered. Some of these cutscenes look pretty rough, but
yeah.
The
combat looks good.
It gives me Witcher vibes, which is just a little bit different combat system than Dragon's Dogma. But anyway, I don't know.
Dragon's Dogma, because Witcher was more like lock on camera kind of pair. Like Dragon's Dogma was very much like you had your light attack, your heavy attack. You had your primary weapon, secondary weapon, then you had 3 skills for each weapon. And there were moves you could learn in addition. Like it was kind of like a combo game.
Yeah.
Like it felt like a co-op action RPG, and it was going to be co-op, but they ended up cutting it from the final game, I think. But there's things like your pawns could learn how to fight a different enemy by being recruited by another player's game.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say Saurians, which are these giant lizard people. So if Jake was a fighter, which is a sword and shield character, and he had been recruited by another player and had learned in that player's world fighting Saurians, and I had yet to see them, Saurians could ambush me, and Jake could be like, "Arisen, follow, like watch me. I'll go for the tail," and he would tackle the Saurian and say, "I'll hold it down. You cut the tail." So the AI is very smart.
Gotcha.
And it feels like it was designed for co-op. Just in the fact there's like forced aggro, there's buffs you can give the team, like you can augment players' weapons with magic. It's a very cool game that I think you would have really liked. I don't know if you'd like it today because it's picking up a game that is 10 years old, but I've been playing it on Switch and it's great. But yeah, Dragon's Dogma. I think we're gonna get a reveal. Courtney said Dragon's Dogma will be better because it's to know the mad genius of DMC5. The guy, like the guy who did DMC5, he wanted to do either DMC5 or Dragon's Dogma 2, and they did DMC5 first. So Dragon's Dogma 2 is next. Everything points to this game existing somewhere. We just need it to be announced. It's out there somewhere in the ether.
It's somewhere.
Okay, but yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2. If they announce it this week, I will do a stream of Dragon's Dogma at some point soon, so you guys can kind of see what's up.
I like it. Do you want to do another one of yours since you got some videos queued up? That would give me some time to.
Sure.
Excuse me. To get a video of my other ones, but.
Sure. Tell me which one you're throwing up there, and I'll talk about it.
You.
Let's talk about Midnight Suns.
Great.
This one, like, I kind of went for one that was definitely going to be there, one that very possibly could be there, and then one that almost definitely won't be there.
Okay.
But all of them are very possible.
Right.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well, Courtney. So Marvel's Midnight Suns got announced, I want to say August of last year, something like that. It was some point. It was supposed to come out in February or March, something like that. It is a top-down turn-based tactical RPG done by Firaxis, the people behind XCOM Enemy Unknown and XCOM 2. Jake Solomon's the creative lead. He was the creative lead for those, so it's in great hands. But the game follows your favorite Marvel characters and Captain Marvel.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And they're basically dealing with a more occult-based enemy. That's what the Midnight Suns do in the comics. They deal with the darker threats like vampires, demons, all that jazz. And so you control these characters. You spend time with them at the Sanctum. I don't think that's what it's called, but I'm going to call it the Sanctum. Getting to know them, like you can go clubbing with Doctor Strange, which is hilarious. There's going to be a lot of character put into these characters. And when they showed gameplay, there was some backlash because it implemented a card system.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was universally panned. People did not like it because it was like 3 characters per mission. Abilities you could use were based on cards. And so they delayed it. And it's being the word on the street is they've revamped the game. So what's probably going to have happened, again, I have faith in Firaxis. They do Civilization, they've done XCOM, they do great work with strategy. Like they are the kind of the go-to in terms of like turn-based tactical games. I have faith they're going to make the right call. So hopefully they change that. They increase the number of characters you can bring into a mission. I really hope so. But yeah, we do know that the release date is in October. They haven't officially announced that yet, but we know that it's October 6th, I believe.
Where do we know that from?
We know that from a leak, a rating that happened somewhere. How people who look for leaks, they find this stuff. And we do know that they said a release date and stuff is coming very soon. Early June, I think, is what was quoted. And I mean, come on, it's queued up for them. Like they lobbed that ball right in the center, and they just need to knock it out.
Wasn't this originally announced at a Keighley event?
That may have been what it was.
I feel like it was.
Maybe.
I feel like that would continue to give it some credit for it being something that shows up at Summer Game Fest.
I will be shocked if this game does not make a showing on Thursday. It's got to.
Yeah. But it's got to from somewhere for sure.
And hopefully that'll be new gameplay. They'll have listened to fan criticism, and hopefully we'll see more of going clubbing with Doctor Strange.
Let's go clubbing with Doctor Strange. Oh yeah, let's go clubbing.
That was to the tune of "Let's Go Walk in Mississippi."
Come on,
public service.
Come on, Courtney. Captain Marvel's fine. All right, let's all calm down here. Well, I'll talk about mine. Steven thinks it's a lost cause.
I mean, it's not a lost cause. It's just not going to happen.
That's what he says. But I hold out hope. And I do appreciate you specifying that this is something that could happen at any point throughout the summer, because Breath of the Wild 2 needs a freaking name, okay? I need a name. Just give me a name. That's all I need. I don't even want your freaking release date yet, Nintendo, okay? You can keep that to yourself. But I want a name. I'm tired of calling this Breath of the Wild 2.
I want names.
I want names. Call it Legend of Zelda Fart of the Sky, or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Fart of the Sky.
Fart of the Sky. That's mine. I suggested that. I want
royalties. The sky or fart of this guy?
Fart of the Sky.
Okay.
As in from the above. Okay? You got it?
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot all the cool stuff that's in this trailer. It just gets me excited every time. But yeah, I hope this happens. I think it would be fun. See, here's my thing. Again, I would love just to not be calling it Breath of the Wild 2. I think Keighley has enough, maybe sway is not the right word, but like I think he has enough pull that I could see Nintendo showing the name at
Nintendo's not gonna give him squat.
Well, but here's the thing. It got delayed to 2023. That's fine. Whatever. That's we're here. That's what's happening in the world now. But if we have a Nintendo Direct that maybe gives us a date, it might be a fun kind of keep the ball rolling with energy. To find out a name. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I can hope. Again, Steven, clarify that this could be something that would happen this summer. So I can hold it at that. But anyway, I digress. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm hoping. Steven, you got one other one. Let me transition back, and I'll queue up your last one. And then I got to figure out what the heck I'm going to talk about next. So whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. Cue it up and tell me what's playing.
Start talking about it because it's playing.
Alan Wake 2.
Bum, bum, bum.
We know it's coming. It
was shown at a Game Awards event.
It was. It took me way too long to realize that it was an Alan Wake trailer. There is a clip of me saying something and then seeing Bright Falls, and like my entire brain like hit the brakes as hard as it could and got we just went Alan Wake. But we know Alan Wake 2 is coming. It is for next year. We know it's going to be more of a survival horror game rather than that was the shot right there that's playing where it shows the streets of Bright Falls. I know I'm like 30 seconds behind, but it's going to be more of a survival horror game, so scarier, which is good. We know that Alan Wake is connected to Control. They share the same universe. That's all we know, basically. But it's Remedy, and Remedy don't miss. They've never made a straight up bad game.
Right.
Control was probably my least favorite of their games,
but it was still good.
It was still good. Yeah. Like there was still stuff in there that was a master class of like world design and even like enemy design and like just storytelling in the map itself was all great. It's just their character was cardboard. Who does Alan look like in that shot, Austin?
He kind of looks like Keanu Reeves a little to me, but there's some other actor I'm not. Oh, no.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Morbius, yeah, whoever that guy is.
Jake Gyllenhaal. That's Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Can we talk for a second about how Morbius it lost more money because Sony was like hearing the outcry of fans saying, "Get morbed, it's Morbin time," and they were like, "Okay, I see. Now you want to go see our movie," so they re-released it, and no one went and saw it.
It made $300K, I think was what I heard recently. So
I hate the internet. I hate Morbius.
Oh, I'm quickly going. I don't really have a third one prepped. You might have to go to someone else's.
Well, the only other one that we have a video we could really use was Austin's. Austin said Portal Knights 2. And we do know that this game exists. We could very well see it at KeelyCon. We know that it's being done by Tencent, I believe, which worries me. Austin, Morbius 2 isn't going to be called It's Morbin Time. It's going to be called Morbius 2. Let there be Morbius.
Morbius.
But yeah, Portal Knights 2 exists. It's being done by Tencent, which worries me a little bit because they are one of those big companies that kind of do excess microtransactions, I believe. I think they own Warframe now. This is footage you're watching from Portal Knights 1. It's a fun little game. We played it a couple times on the channel. It's one of those that's just like, it's chill. It's a good time.
It's chill, yo. It's chill.
But yeah, if they do, when they do Portal Knights 2, I personally would love to see bigger maps, more depth with the classes, just more options for how to customize your character and more like things to do. Because one thing I always liked about Portal Knights is that even though it looks kind of like Minecraft, where it is kind of blocky and everything, it always felt like it was a lot more populated. And there were like dungeons and quests and stuff, and I always really liked that. This is a game that I would love to play with my son. That kind of game is.
Portal Night.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could be cool. I'm just doing like a quick peruse here.
Austin said, "I'm a god in Portal Knights."
He might as well be.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a quick peruse here of things that have been announced at Game Awards in the past, and I realize we're talking about Summerfest, but still, nothing's just jumping out at me of things that we either haven't heard of in a while.
You could probably put us back to big because that's all I had in terms of videos. But if you're still looking, I can talk about what Courtney and Vortex said because we didn't get them.
Well, I'll just say for mine, A Plague Tale Requiem, which I know we mentioned just a second ago.
Yeah.
But I am really excited about that. And I'm trying to pull up a video here. Tell you what, I'll just come over here and do it. A Plague Tale Requiem. We haven't heard much about this game in a while. We have gotten a few gameplay trailers at this point from different sources, but I think, I know it's coming out this year, but I don't know that we have an official release date. But I could be just shooting out of my butt here because no, I'm not wrong. Okay, yeah. So release is 2022. So we have not gotten a release date. This was first announced during Game Awards 2021. Yeah. So just last year, but again, coming out this year. And Keighley it seems like Keighley, yeah, if a game premieres at Game Awards, you can expect it to kind of show up again. So anyway, this is a game I'm super, super excited for, seeing where it goes, how it continues on. It looks better than ever. So very excited about this one. Hopefully we'll get a release date, and I'm honestly just excited to see more and get to play more. So
yeah,
that'll be mine. You don't have any other videos for the other ones, right?
I don't, because these were more like just rapid fire, vague.
Well, send them off. I'll try to find something as you go. So,
Courtney said, generally, I want to see some cool side scroller, specifically news about Little Nightmares, Devil May Cry, Ori, or We Happy Few.
Little Nightmares?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
She said literally anything. Like, even if it's DLC, some kind of update, a hint for a comic or something. And at this point, I'll take crumbs.
I'll take crumbs too. Steven and I did a whole, I hate to tell you all this, Steven and I did a whole Let's Play of Little Nightmares 2, and it got lost on our hard drive. Just completely gone. It was great. I had a whole bit where I platinumed the game.
Mm-hmm. Good. And that was like, we made that, 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Whenever it released, we like made it the week it released, and then just it never happened. Do you remember?
We called the boy Drop Top because Drop Top.
Gosh, if I ever find it, I will just release the raw footage because there was some gold there. But I digress. I would love to see more Little Nightmares 2, or some DLC, which because they did DLC for the first one, so it would make sense to do DLC for the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's a series that is very interesting. Very confusing, very dark, but it's good. She said some cool side scrollers. I agree with that because side scroller games, I feel like we're getting a few of them. There's one that either just came out or is coming out soon where you're a guy that has like a third arm that's like a mechanical arm. And it looks like it's gonna be really like fast paced side scroll action, kind of like a Dead Cells kind of deal, but not roguelike, I don't think. I enjoy a good action side scroller. When that's done well, it's done super well. So I agree with that.
Steven, I searched third arm side scroller game. Nothing good came out of that. Nothing good. So I'm not going to show anything that I just discovered. So
that's good. I will find what it was.
You're making me think of that. It's not the one where the rabbit that has like the giant mechanical arm.
No.
Okay. Great.
Also,
did someone mention Little Devils? Little Devil Inside?
No.
I would love to get final word on when that's coming out.
I agree.
Because that,
and also just a word on if it's going to be good or not.
No. Well, that's I'd like
them to tell me now if they plan on making it crap or not.
I've been so excited about this game for so long, and then it was actually this state of play that made me go, "Oh, maybe I'm not gonna like this." And honestly, for me, it's kind of the overworld hub world thing that they did, and I just need to see how it all works to really, I don't know, decide.
I'm going through the new releases on Steam to see if I can find the game I was talking about.
Okay, all right. What were some other games that were on your...
Devil May Cry, Ori, or We Happy Few is what Courtney said.
Like a We Happy Few sequel?
She said literally anything from any of these.
Okay.
So We Happy Few is one that's weird because I feel like it was really hot when it was announced and then like no one talked about it.
I was about to say, I don't know that is going to make a comeback because that did not go well, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm curious about it because I just don't hear anybody talk about it. I'm curious how it was. Obviously, you seem to like it, and I trust your opinion, Courtney. I just didn't know if like... Sorry, I'm distracted looking for this game. I'm curious, like what you liked about it and stuff like that. I'd be curious to have that conversation sometime because I just don't know anybody who's really talked about it. It was an interesting concept though. And then Devil May Cry. I don't want any more Devil May Cry for now, as if that means taking away from Dragon's Dogma because it's Dragon's Dogma's turn, and that should be saying something because you all know how much I love Devil May Cry.
Steven does love him some Devil May Cry.
It is time for Dragon's Dogma to come back. It has to come back.
Oh, it has to now.
It has to. It's the law.
Steven's the law, y'all. His word is power.
I'm still looking for this.
I have no idea what game you're talking about. So, just let me know when you find that out. So I'm honestly just excited to get to some announcements, like, and not even announcements. There's a lot of games out that, like, at this point, I'm forgetting things that have been announced, like that Crimson Desert. I know I've mentioned it just a ton of times, but Steven and I recently went back and watched that stream, just kind of laughing at me. But that was one of the games that I remember being excited for. And so I'm really kind of hoping for more news on that. Cause there's just honestly like Keeley saying like, "Hey, level your expectations cause it's going to be whatever." I'm fine with that because I want to see more. I want to see more news on some of the things that have been announced.
Yeah.
So I just threw up Season on screen recently, shown off at the PlayStation State of Play. I'm just super jazzed for this game. Like, I forget what was. Stray was one of the other ones we finally got a release date for. You can
pre-order Stray on PC right now.
Really? I need to check I haven't checked the PlayStation Store in a hot minute, but when I tried after the Direct, I just always get frustrated when it's not like immediate on those kind of things. But Stray, I was very excited for. Season was shown at a Game Awards thing while I was drunk, and I really liked it, but I didn't really remember why. But seeing it through this again, and it kind of focusing on, focuses on taking pictures, riding your bike in an open world, you're journaling. It just sounds like Toem on a Miyazaki steroids.
Yeah.
At like a Studio Ghibli kind of thing. So I'm very curious, very excited. I just think it looks beautiful. So I doubt we'll see any more of this summer. Like maybe it'll be in a like a highlight reel of some stuff. But at this point, we know autumn 2020 or fall 2020. I'm sorry, 2022. So I'm sure we'll see it when it's ready. But I mean that's pretty close. So I'm kind of surprised we don't have a date already. But I'm assuming that's a kind of an edgy date at this point. But
yeah,
we'll see.
And Vortex said Madness Combat Project Nexus 2. For basically PC games coming to console. He hopes that one comes to console. RoboQuest, which I streamed last night.
Madness, it's just one game.
Madness Combat Project Nexus 2 is one game.
I see. Okay.
And old school Call of Duty remasters would be great. Vortex, if you're still here, which Call of Duty? Like, if you could have your pick of 3 Call of Duty games to be remastered and put in one release, which ones would they be?
Oh my gosh.
What is this freaking game called? I can't find it.
For no reason at all my audio started working. I don't remember seeing this Madness game. I'm showing it on stream now. I think this is
he sent me something for it, and I had never seen it before.
Skip ahead a little bit.
It looks crazy, especially if you have the audio on.
Yeah, the audio jumped in for a second there, so I apologize, anyone listening, because it was probably
Replace is one that I saw, Courtney, that I thought looked really good.
Replaced, I'm really excited about as well.
Yeah.
We saw that was at a Xbox showcase a while back. So it had a cool soundtrack. In fact, if I remember correctly, they released the track from the soundtrack. Maybe I think they did that at a Game Awards event. So I guess there's some precedent there for them to talk about this one. But it's a really cool pixel art game. I guess it probably is side scroller now that I think about it. But
Jake, we're not allowed to end this stream until I've found what this game is called.
I'm fine with that. I didn't think you were crazy. I just have no idea what you're talking about.
It sounds like something you'd say to a crazy person.
No, Steven, I wouldn't do that to you.
Sure.
Somerville is another one that Courtney brought up that I am excited about as well. I forget exactly the breakdown of how these people all split, but the people who did Inside and shoot, I'm blanking on the name. The other game, the first game that they did, Limbo. It's one of the people, the people who made those 2 games split. They're both working on games that I'm really excited for. One I don't think has been announced yet, but Somerville is the other one. Looks very cool. It kind of follows a family going through God knows what they're actually living through, but because it's very ambiguous. But I digress. What's up, Akib?
Loopmancer. This isn't the game, but go look up Loopmancer, Courtney. That one looks really, really cool.
I'll pull that up here in a second. Loopmancer. Steven says.
Cyberpunk side-scrolling or like 2D, 3D action game. It looks really cool.
Loopmancer?
Yes.
I got it going. After an ad, of course. Why you got to throw all these ads in here, y'all? And we ain't want to see this.
Akib, what do you want to see from KeelyCon this week? We do know that Gotham Knights will be there, so we'll probably get gameplay from Batgirl and Robin. I know that's on your list, but what else?
For
the Summer Games Fest.
What am I saying? Gotham Knights?
Yeah. They've confirmed that it'll be there.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I want to see more of what they can do. Anyway, Is this the right game, Steven Loopmancer, that I'm showing?
No, it's not. I just found that one and I remembered it, and it looks super cool.
Is this? I mean, I know it's not the one you were looking for, but is this the right? Is this the Loopmancer that you were talking about that I'm showing right now?
Sure, it sure looks like it.
Okay.
Because it's a cyberpunk action side scroller game.
Yeah. Awesome. Ew, gross.
What?
Pain. He broke some kid's arm. I didn't like looking at the broken arm,
Probably
Steven.
deserved it.
Well, anyway, that's some of our predictions and things that we're looking forward to from Summer Game Fest coming up in the next just over the next several days. We're gonna have lots of different announcements. So again, just be sure to.
I give up. I failed.
Oh, I totally forgot. I was like, oh yeah, he said he didn't want to end.
It's fine. I gave up.
You know what, Akib, I may have. But I think it's Loop Mancer is what Steven made me look up. So
Lube Master is not the name of an upcoming roguelike game.
Not the name. That sounds like an episode of The Boys, some villain or something.
Have we even seen a villain in The Boys?
I mean, I guess technically. Did you ever watch the anthology thing that they did? There's a villain who's just I don't know how to explain it. Like he very clearly just like he plays the role of a villain, but he's just a normal guy. And he's like, look, they didn't pay me to do anything this season. So like, I'm just hanging out at my house. Like, leave me alone. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, cool stuff. But anyway, we're going to be doing some reaction streams over the next several days, where we can, when we can. Hopefully we'll see some cool stuff, cool announcements. So be sure to tune in for that all throughout the week. But as we kind of close out the show, of course, we do lots of stuff here on the channel. The podcast happens every Monday evening. Every time I clap my hands, my camera moves. I don't know why. Every Monday, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, we do this show live on YouTube. That's chortlegames.com if you'd like to go there. Lots of fun we have here. Of course, the podcast is not the only thing we do. We do live streams throughout the week. Usually we live stream on Thursday nights, Friday nights, and Saturday nights. Really, Friday afternoons, Saturday nights. Yeah. But this week is going to be crazy with all the Summerfest things going on. So there may not be your regular streams. It may be more reaction stuff. So just tune in, look around, keep track of us for there. If we have time to do some gaming streams, some regular streams, we'll do that. But I have a feeling a lot of these things kind of overlap with some of our normal times or are very close to a normal time. So we may not can fit some other things in there. But anyway, that's just a fun week. So be sure to look forward to that. Steven, I have one other thing I could show the people. We're close to being ready. Are we close enough that we
tell me.
Can show?
You tell me. I mean, we could reward them for tuning into the podcast.
I think it's a worthy reward. I think it's a worthy reward. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have been working with a graphic designer to come up with a new Chortle Games logo. Because nothing wrong with the current logo that we have, but I made it and I hate it. So I have just I've been looking for someone to make something better. That someone who does this sort of thing professionally. I like to think that I know enough to dabble and to be dangerous a little bit, but certainly not the best. And what we have gotten is much better than what I ever could have done. So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find one I can pull out quickly.
While you look for it, I just want to draw attention to the fact that Flynn has been in the background of my shot the whole time, just completely stretched out on the couch, and no one said a word. And also Minnie is right there. She's looking super cute on her throne. Sweet babies.
All right, so what I'm going to do here, folks, is I'm just going to pull in one piece, all right? One piece of our new logo. There are lots of different variations. This is probably what will replace our channel banner. It has elements of what would be our icon going forward. But I will go ahead.
Tell me when I need to react because I'm 30 seconds behind.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you don't have to react. You've seen this. So, all right. I'm going to transition us and show off the new logo. This is the new Chortle Games logo. Looks a little funny the way I've pulled it in. Great reaction time, Steven. That was perfect. This is the new Chortle Games logo. It's super cool. We have Flynn. Flynn is part of the logo now. So that's him. That was designed based off of Flynn. This cat, we're just gonna say it's my old one of my cats who passed away, Gatsby. Even though it doesn't look really anything like him, we kind of went with a look that kind of matched Flynn's. But we're just for canon, for lore sake, we're just gonna say that's Gatsby. So anyway, yeah, this is the new look. If you give me another second, I can pull up kind of what the icon will look like because it's a little bit different.
Also, Akib, it's reclined. I don't want you guys to think that I'm some crazy person that like feeds my dogs gourmet food or anything like that. The chair is reclined because it's hard to unrecline, and also whenever I sit in the chair, Minnie sits on the recline part and goes bean mode between my legs, and so I just wanted to be ready for that because if I was to sit down in that chair right now, she would walk up to the recline part and she would curl up between my legs.
She would. All right, I'm bringing up the icon in just a second. I'm resizing it because everything is huge the way he sent it to me. I guess we're just going to drop it in this way. Maybe I can, hang on, let me hide some other elements that are kind of taking up space. All right. That is the icon. So the two will kind of go back to back and do this and that. So I feel like, too, we should kind of explain because it's a little funny. I would think at first glance you'd be like, a dog and a cat? Like, what? Why? What does that have to do with anything this channel is about? But obviously Flynn, right? Flynn is kind of a, not a recurring joke, but like a recurring bit, right? Whenever he shows up, you guys are like, oh, it's the stream sniper, Flynn, he's jumped in, whatever. And then obviously Flynn is just very cute and he pops into streams all the time. So he kind of is just a recurring thing. But I kind of had this problem with I like dogs, but I'm a cat person. All right. And, I always kind of thought about incorporating, Gatsby, one of the cats that Lee Allison and I had, that passed away. I kind of always thought about incorporating him somehow into the logo. And so I asked our graphic designer to do that, to put him, or to do a cat that would kind of be the reverse of the dog design that he did. And we really liked it. We thought this was perfect. And then it's kind of funny. Once I showed this to Steven was like, I really like this. And it really kind of suits us because we fight like cats and dogs, you and I. And
we don't fight like cats and dogs.
Well, what was your explanation? That's what it is.
It's the duality of man. The cat and the dog.
The cat and the dog. But so Steven said that, and then I thought it was even funnier because if you think about it, I would say that I have very much a dog personality. I'm high energy. I'm easily distracted. I'm all over the place. While Steven is a little bit more cool, calm, collected, kind of something you would think of as a cat. So I also kind of think it's funny that me being the cat person, like I like cats, but I'm the dog, and Steven is the cat, but he likes dogs. You know what I mean? So we, even though we may bicker and banter, love each other. You know what I mean? So anyway, I don't know. I'm seeing everybody's saying they love it, they dig it. Yeah, lots of good stuff. So will it be the new theme for everything? Yes.
Big yawn from Flynn. Flynn, come here.
Flynn likes it. Flynn likes it. Jake is okay. Apparently, Courtney thinks I am a cat. So, but I am the cat. I am the cat. Like, that's gonna be that. If we ever do separate things, that cat is me. The dog is Steven for sure. But anyway, this will be the new theme for everything. So, like this Chortlecast logo at the bottom here, that's gonna be replaced. There's a different logo for Chortlecast that involves this. The neon stuff that you see floating in the background, that's going to change to be something, a kind of a remix of something with this. So yeah, it'll be a little bit different. The banners are going to be different.
Aren't those the same emoji? Like, isn't that a laughing emoji, Keeb, or is that nervous laughter? In which case, that still fits our channel. I was telling Jake that the logo you've got up right now,
yes,
one of just that's the one I was talking about. I think that'd make a great hat.
Oh yeah, I knew.
Slap that on front of a.
You don't want the rays though, right? You just want the icon.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah. I just think that would make a really good hat.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, bye, Minnie.
So, we may bring back. We did merch once. It went okay. I do think I do know a couple of you got some merch. But I just didn't like the merch company we went with, so I may have to do some research and see if we can get something else. So, anyway.
Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Come here, buddy. Come here. You're on the channel now. You're famous.
He is part of the channel. I mean, you can't. I mean, like, even this angle that you've got him at, Steven, the likeness is uncanny. It's great.
Come on, hug. There it is. There is my boy. Look, he's giving me the paw on the shoulder.
All right, I might have to do a hat order then for everybody. So yeah. We'll see. But yeah, so that's it. That's the new stuff. Very exciting. So it's I probably am showing this to you a little bit too early. I'm probably
that hot burp get picked up by the mic.
Just barely. I was talking, so it probably didn't go too bad. But there's some stuff I'm gonna have to make new assets and everything. I just got the final versions of this today, so it'll probably be another week or two before everything kind of starts to change. But it will start to change. If I have time, which I don't think I will, I'll try to have it all changed by next podcast. But I doubt it because I've got to do some animation stuff with it and all this and that. But anyway, very exciting stuff. So glad. Thanks y'all for tuning in. It's your little treat at the end of the show as a reward for that. But anyway, that'll all start to change over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, everybody, that's going to be it for tonight's podcast. Steven, thanks for coming up with a good topic and walking us through all of this. Thank you all for watching.
That's it. Wait, Quinn's getting a high five to end the stream.
I like how...
High five.
Okay.
High five.
Oh, he almost did it. You did the whole...
Almost. High five. Yeah, good
boy.
That
that was a good one. That was great. That was great. You faked him out on that first one. You did the whole like too fast. No, not fast enough. Too slow.
Not fast enough.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great night. We will see you in many reaction streams over the week.
Yep.
Otherwise, we'll see you next Monday. Chortlecast. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.